My way of training is going to reignite the hospitality industry on the Gold Coast. You go out for dinner, all right, a special occasion, a birthday, a wedding anniversary, your wife will go and have her hair done. Right? She'll buy something new. Right? You'll bother to have a shave and have your hair done. You'll get a taxi to the restaurant. Right? You've invested your money in your evening. You go to the restaurant, the service is shit, the food's shit, right? Your investment has been wasted. Right? Are you going to go back to that restaurant? No. Right? So it was a bad investment. This is what happens on a daily basis. But the problem is we accept it. Well, for me, that's not acceptable. I was trained at the Garrett Club by Lord Spencer's executive head chef. I was the youngest appointed head chef at the Royal Albert Hall. I've cooked for royalty, for rock stars, for judges, for doctors, for actors. Right? So I know what I'm talking about, but I'm a family man. Right? I love Tweed. I like the values that this place has. I like living here. How many restaurants in the last 5 years have gone under? Right? 190 restaurants on the Gold Coast have disappeared, right? Because of bad service. So I've come up with my way of training. We're going to take younger people and we're going to train them. Right? We're going to train them, put time, effort, and make them have the standards that should be out there that the general public need. Well, it's real world training in a real business. You know, we're not pretending to do this. Right? My students or people who are going to come and learn, right, they'll be dealing with customers, and they're taking it a little bit more seriously than a classroom, a little bit more seriously than TAFE, right? Because we're dealing with real people. Right? It doesn't get any better than that. So I have venues to work at. I have the resort, which offers conference work, restaurant work, bar work and housekeeping. I have a fish and chip shop that offers a la carte at a high stress pace. So across the board we have everything that we need to run a college. The problem is, or the differences between a Nortec or these RTOs or TERSA, is that mine's every day, 365 days of the year, right, working. Right? I'm a commercial business that's taking 50% of my business and turning it into a training organisation. Right? I guarantee you these people will get a job. Without fail, I can guarantee you whatever I put into these people, right, they will go into a different venue and they'll go, wow, where did you come from? Right? Because they'll be trained properly. Right? Realistically, people who are going to listen to this should take a deep breath and go, is he serious? Because if he's serious, he's really going to, right, make us look silly. We have kitchen, we have bar, we have front of house, we have waitering, we have wine waiting, we have housekeeping, right? We have costings, stock control, customer service. These things make the whole industry. I'm not just going to teach you one thing, I'm going to teach you everything. I have people that work for me who I've taught everything to them. Right? They've come from different places. Right? They think they're a manager, they spend time with me and they go, I wasn't a manager because I didn't know all these things. Now I know them, now I'm going to make a better manager.
Yeah, it's different because I wasn't doing food as much in other places, so for me to go and get a job now as a manager in another place, I'll be able to know a lot more things and help the staff a lot more and train them a lot more as well if I needed to. And I feel like I'm more versatile. I can get a lot more jobs now and doing a lot more different things because Adrian has trained me the right way.
RTOs are claiming money from the government to train people, and they're not training people. All they're doing is driving around in company cars and getting paid huge salaries. Right? I can put a challenge out to anybody. You send me your worst people, right? I'll send you some people. I will train them. In 6 months, they'll be far better than you can do in 2 years.
Adrian's more persistent he makes you stick to the one thing same time again and again and again, so it sticks into your brain a lot more easier than when someone else has taught me the same thing before.
Okay, alright, so if you give that a good mix around. So, you know, the purpose about training is making sure that people get an understanding of what they're doing, right? A clear understanding, and that they're comfortable, right, in their surroundings and the jobs that they're doing. I think one thing that goes on today is that they're not comfortable because they're not giving enough time, right, to learn how to do a job properly. It's how quickly we can do something, not how well we can do it. Where here, I offer how well we can do something by repetitively going over and over and over, doing the same thing. So Stephen, who has come to work for me, he is a 23-year-old that's been cooking for 5 years. The fellow has learned more in 4 months working for me than he has in the last 5 years being a chef. This strength, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. The thing is would you eat that?
No.
Right, so why would you serve it to a customer? So Stephen has done all this work, right? I've supervised him, but he's made the salads, he's made the quiches, and he's made the rice. So this is some of the work, right, that I can teach these people to come along. He's only been with me 8 weeks, and he's competent enough to do this. TAFE is a good example, is the fact that you will do your modules. Every week you will do a module, so you'll do a vegetable module, you'll do a meat module, you'll do a fish module, and you'll do a dessert module. During the course of that day you will do the theory and you'll also do the practical. At the end of that day you would have passed that module. That's with TAFE. With Adrian, right, that module of fish could take you 6 months because I'm going to investigate into round fish, flat fish, shellfish. We're going to have to prepare it, we're going to have to cook it, and we're going to have to do it hundreds of times. So I'm going to say, well, we can't afford to do that. I can afford to do it because I have a fish and chip shop. Right? In a day they could do 50 fish. At TAFE, they do 1 fish between 4. You see where the depth is going to come with my training? Right? I'm using my commercial avenue or my reputation of having customers come into my shop now to pass on my knowledge to my students. Right? 50 fish to 1 fish. Who would you want to train with? I understand the youth that I employed because I've come from that area. You know, I was a bit wayward. The only thing that saved me was cooking. It taught me so much more. Discipline, determination and respect, that now I live by these things, which obviously makes me successful, not only in work, but in life in general. We live in a very, very difficult area where unemployment and single parents is rampant. Right? We need to help them. Imagine how many we could help with the businesses around here. That would make a huge difference and give them an opportunity. Well, I have 2 young people that I'm training at the moment. The head on it should be my finger.
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. For me it's very important, but for them it's even more important. It's because if I wasn't giving them this opportunity, they would be wayward. They'd be taking drugs, they'd be drinking, they'd be couch surfing.
If I didn't have this job, I wouldn't be doing anything, because it's fun to come here and do all different things, because if you're just going to go to the same job and do the same thing every day, it gets boring, and then here you never know what you're going to do, so it's like fun and like a challenge.
I'm giving them an opportunity. Right? At school they say to them, why can't you be like this student? Because they're an individual. I want to take the youth off the streets and put them into training, into a job, into something they can be proud of, into something where they can build families, and then they can pass these values on to their kids. Very important. The business community need to know, right, is that they know there's a problem out there. I know there's a problem. The government know there's a problem, right? But who's willing to fix it, right? I'm not going to fix the whole world, but what I can do is I can fix the area that I live in, right? which is a start. I'm not here to fight against you. I'm here to work with you. Right? I just think you've forgotten the cause of why you're in this industry, or in the training industry, or why we're running a business. It's to pass knowledge on.